What is up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Monday. So I was asked today on Patreon, in the Discord, how to try to get some of these low cap coins. A lot of the things that I do are through Uniswap. You do need to have a Metamask wallet in order to be able to do something like that. Now, this is not financial advice whatsoever. I'm going to go through how to set up a Metamask wallet. I'm going to go through a little bit of Uniswap as well. And, you know, kind of go from there. Maybe also go through, you know, how I try to potentially find some of these low cap coins. So first and foremost, what you need to do in order to have a MetaMask wallet is you need to download either the Brave browser, or if you want to use your phone, you can use it on iOS or Android. So an iPhone or on an Android phone. Now, to download the Brave browser, you just go to brave.com. I use it all the time. I have a ton of notifications here. I know you can actually get rewarded from internet browsing, etc., etc. I literally just use it for searching, and I use it for MetaMask. I use it for Uniswap, things like that. Now, you need to install MetaMask. Now, I've already installed it. So you're going to go to metamask.io. You're going to click download. You're going to utilize whatever you have, whether it be an iPhone, whether it be an Android phone, or the Brave browser, which hopefully you have just downloaded. Okay, now, once you've done that, and you've downloaded MetaMask, it's going to take you, and you're going to see this little extension up here, okay? And you can pin it right up into your toolbar. Now, I'm going to click on MetaMask here. I already entered in the password for this. You need to have 8 characters in your password. I did a previous video, but it showed stuff that I didn't want it to show. So for this password, I did AAA, which is an absolute terrible password. Never use that password. Now I click unlock, okay? Now, once you enter in your password and you save your password, it's going to take you to this screen that says secret backup phrase. You want to store this in an extremely safe place. I have seen people go to the extent of having metal plates and stamping it into those metal plates. I never put things into a computer, and I recommend writing it down. I recommend keeping multiple copies of this. There are different password managers like 1Password. I don't even use those. So here is the secret password for this MetaMask wallet, and I am just going to write this down real quick so that we can go on to the next step here. And bear with me. Okay. All right. Once you have your secret backup phrase written down, however you want to secure it, etc. Again, I never put it on in my phone. I never put it on a computer whatsoever. I recommend potentially just printing out a hard copy, or writing down a hard copy, putting it in multiple places, etc., etc. Now it's going to ask you to confirm. So we just went through, and it's going to be birth, fault, volcano. This is in order, by the way. Prize, length, never thrive. So where's length? Length, never thrive. Potato, gift, life miss pill. I'm going to confirm it. All right, now it's asking me, it's just saying to back up all this stuff, etc., etc. I'm going to click all done. This is token swapping is here. Now, liquidity sources include all of these different things here. And what this is essentially is you'll realize when you go to a website that is MetaMask enabled via the Brave browser, you could potentially just connect your wallet directly into that website. So something like Sora.farm, we talked about Sora, Soramitsu, and all that stuff. If you go to Sora.farm, it will say, do you want to connect your wallet? And if you click on yes, it'll connect MetaMask directly into there. I'm not going to click start swapping right now. But, you know, and this is a dummy account for me, obviously, but it's going to show you your balances. Now, for something like Ethereum, you know, we can see right in here. Now, if you're on an exchange, and let's say I'm on Binance or whatever, and I want to send Ethereum to this account. And from my understanding, and I may be incorrect, you may want to vet this out, but I've done this through USDC. I've done this through multiple different assets, assuming that it's a MetaMask enabled asset. this address essentially works for anything that is enabled through the Ethereum network. So you're going to copy this, and then when you go onto a website like, you know, Binance US or whatever, and say you want to send Ethereum and load this wallet up, you copy this address here, you click send on Binance US or whatever, you enter this into the to address, and, you know, do a really, really small test transaction for a minimal amount, and make sure that this wallet loads up. Now, also what you can do here is, I'll just do this for a quick example, okay? Say I want to buy a token. Say I want to get into Uniswap, which is one of these ones that I recently just looked into. I'm hoping that potentially it goes up. Now, this is essentially the address, okay? This is through Etherscan. Now, you have to be careful because this is, you know, sometimes you click on an asset and it's multiple, maybe it's on multiple blockchains. So there's assets where we'll say, like, you know, 3 different addresses. Uniswap happens to work for this, so I'm going to click right on CoinMarketCap. You can go through CoinGecko as well. You always want to verify. You can go to etherscan.com and verify that this address is legit. You certainly don't want to see an address where nothing's been moving and it doesn't look like it's normal, etc., etc. Again, not financial advice for any of this stuff. So I clicked on this, I copied it, right? This is just for this random coin. I copied this address here. Now I'm going to go back into Metamask, and I am going to go to assets, and, oh, well, hold on. I think it's because I have it zoomed in too much. Well, there's a button down here. I'm trying to get to it. I'm sorry. Started, no. No. Okay. Essentially, you get to this add token button, okay? The computer I'm using is a piece of crap, so this is the one I do use my videos on, etc., etc. But yeah, so you want to get down into add token, and generally, if you're right under assets, you would be able to see that as well. I can't pull this up or do anything like that right now. But yeah, it's add token. And now a lot of tokens will just generally pop up. So if I just type in even letters, VeChain, Aave, Energy Web. Now, but I've found that a lot of these smaller ones, you have to copy and paste the contract address. So this is that Z token that we were just on. This is Uniswap, okay? Only has $1 million market cap or whatever. At least that's what CoinMarketCap says. I actually have found that CoinGecko is much better at finding, you know, actual information. Now I'm going to click next, okay? I have 0Z, now 0Z, right? So now I go to my accounts again, and not only is Ethereum showing up, but the Z is showing up. Now, how this all ties into Uniswap is, if I'm on Uniswap, I want to connect to a wallet, right? If you go to... let me just go real quick. I'm going to type Uniswap in here. All right, uniswap.org, and I'm going to launch the application, right? All right, the application is up. I want to connect to a wallet. Once I click connect to a wallet, and there's multiple different choices up here on the top of Uniswap's webpage. There's pools, which is liquidity pools. I haven't even used absolutely all of these yet, but I do use liquidity pools to an extent. Once you get more familiar with the platform and read through some of the Medium articles for some of these coins, if you happen to be interested in them, not financial advice, you'll learn how to use some of these other features, obviously. Now, you can't do anything right now because your wallet is not connected, right? We have Metamask up here. We know that Metamask is currently connected. Here's our send to address, right? And we already wrote down our private phrase. I'm going to click connect to a wallet, and I'm going to connect right into Metamask. Here we go. Now, I'm going to connect in. I'm going to click next, and I'm going to connect. Now we are absolutely connected. What I have seen is that sometimes there's a disconnect between MetaMask and Uniswap, essentially where if I want to buy a token, let's say I want to buy this Uniswap token, for example. Not saying to buy that token, but if I want to buy that token, let me delete this real quick. Then I go on to Uniswap, right? Let me delete that as well. And it's showing my balance is 0 right now. It's not going to show me that Uniswap token at all. It's going to show me a number of tokens. There's different protocols, I believe, that you can be operating under here if you do it a certain way. I generally just try to keep it as easy as possible. So I make sure that this address is valid. CoinGecko, you know, has this ZeroSwap token. I'm going to import this into Metamask here. Why is this not letting me do this? That's really gonna bother me at this point. All right, regardless, okay? So one thing you need to know, you need to have your Ethereum wallet loaded up because you're gonna pay gas fees if you do something like this. If I want to add a token, maybe it's because I have it zoomed in. No, it's just because it sucks. This laptop is terrible. All right, I'm gonna add this token again, import. Okay, now that's because I have this like auto zoomed in. I apologize. So just to take you guys back, if I want to swap from something to something, you don't even really need to swap from Ethereum. What I generally do is I try to look for the pairs that have the most liquidity. If you don't trade from a pair that has the most liquidity, for example, if I click on market for this ZeroSwap, and I'm just using ZeroSwap as a reference point here, we can see that the Z wrapped Ethereum pair has horrible liquidity on Uniswap right now, but you know, mcx.com, it's got good liquidity, etc. So it's the only option I have right now, so it's probably the option that has somewhat more liquidity. You can go to CoinGecko also and try to vet that out. I go back in here and select token, I post in the token address and I import it. I understand that trading is at my own risk, and again it's doing this. There we go. And I import this token, okay? So now it's showing that I have 0Z and 0 Ethereum. If I had Ethereum in here, I could put any amount that I wanted to, and it would tell me the equivalent amount in Z that I would potentially get. Now, there are swap fees, and what will happen is if you click swap, what it's going to do is you're going to see your transaction is being validated on Etherscan up here, and your MetaMask wallet is also going to be pulled up, and you're going to have to verify and validate fees associated with that transaction. Let's say I want to put $100 into something. You may see like an $8 fee just to buy that. As crazy as that sounds, that may be what it is. It is what it is at this point. And then, you know, sometimes you will see like an exclamation point up here too whenever it shows the Ether. You'll have like a bar right here that's, you know, saying show or view on Etherscan. If you get an exclamation point, there's probably something wrong with it. I don't believe you're charged fees. If there is something wrong with that transaction, you just go ahead and resubmit it again. I am trying to keep this as simple as possible. I know it's a lot, but you know, you do this for any asset. Okay, so real quick again, let's say I wanted to get into this Orion, and I'll go to CoinGecko. All right, this is Orion protocol through CoinGecko. If I want to do something like that, here's the contract ID again. I want to click to copy it. This is number 227. Let's say I want to add it into Uniswap, okay? Because my MetaMask wallet is already connected. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click on the to address, and I'm going to add this address in, okay? Okay, so Orion protocol showed up. Again, always vet it out. I understand trading is at my own risk. I'm going to import this as an available option here. And same thing. Now, you can get more in depth into this, you can get less in depth into this, but you're always going to pay fees, especially when you deal in liquidity pools and staking and stuff like that. You're certainly going to be paying fees, more fees than anything. But people have asked me how I potentially get into some of these smaller caps. Like we know, for example, you know, just as a reference point here, I don't even know. I'll do, so this is how I got into Prosper. It's down 8.07% today. It went up to $1. It went way higher than that. It went to like $1.50. It was 38 cents when we got it. $6 million in volume, $4 million market cap right now. So extremely small cap. This is like not on really any other exchanges. 1inch, Bilaxy and 0x protocol. You know, there's other coins like that as well. That's how this is. The only way that I did this Alliance block token, I guess the whole market, maybe not the whole market, but yeah. So Alliance block, same thing. Uniswap, 1inch exchange, and you essentially just you copy this contract ID over, etc., etc. Now I have been paying attention to a couple of different coins recently. You know, and I will post more about that on Patreon. But these are these small caps. They're extremely high risk. Alliance Block was at 6 cents when we posted. They're integrated into Quant, Chainlink, Ocean, all sorts of different things. But, you know, I hope that this gave a little bit of a breakdown as far as, you know, number one, the step is to download Brave Browser if you want to have a MetaMask wallet. You download Brave Browser, then you have to go and download Metamask. Metamask will have this extension up in the toolbar that you need to click on. You can either have it on Brave Browser, iOS, iPhone, or Android phone. And then essentially you just go to Uniswap, you launch the application, you connect your MetaMask wallet, and you know, you have to fund it with Ethereum. You don't even, so one more thing that may be confusing to some people is you don't need to have a certain asset to trade into something else. It just happens to be the best liquidity pair. Like if you go to CoinMarketCap and I want to trade, you know, I want to trade, you know, let's say Hashgraph into ORN, which is shown on the screen right now. I don't even know if Hashgraph can be used on Uniswap. That's a bad example, but regardless, any coin, it's just going to look for the quickest route to the best liquidity pair. So yeah, you'll see a lot of times if you're on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko even that you see like the wrapped Ethereum pair for these coins that are on Uniswap. You know, if you want to get wrapped Ethereum, if you have an exchange that has wrapped Ethereum, you just want to send it right to Uniswap, that may be the best route to go. Otherwise, Ethereum to wrapped Ethereum, I can't remember if it's free or it's like a really, really small amount just to wrap your Ethereum. And then you can trade into whatever you want to trade into. I know it's confusing. I understand it's confusing. It will get more confusing once you get into like, once you actually swap for something and then you want to swap from it. So let's say I buy ORN with Ethereum, right? I'm going to confirm that. Then it's going to show my ORN in my MetaMask wallet, okay? It's going to show it in here. So we had Z, we added Z. If I want to add ORN, I would do the same thing. I don't know if this is going to be... No, it's not going to. So same thing if I want to add my ORN. Let me try to add ORN here. Oh, custom token again, right? So ORN, now I'm going to add it. So now my ORN is in here. I can see my ORN. Now, once it shows my balance and I've traded into this, if I want to swap this back into like Ethereum or swap this back into like USDC or back into whatever, or Tether. I never use Tether, but back into Tether if you use Tether. You essentially have to go and approve this just to be swapped again. You'll see like an really, really small amount, etc. You have to go through the nonsense and just really try to vet out what you're doing, because even when I started getting into Uniswap to an extent, it was a little bit confusing for me. I'm trying to keep it simple for you guys. Brave Browser, then MetaMask. You'll see the toolkit up here. Read Medium articles about using MetaMask. Uniswap is essentially just an app that connects to your MetaMask wallet. It's a decentralized exchange. You can add assets into Uniswap. You can add assets, the same assets into MetaMask. And yeah, then go from there. And I hope that this helped you guys to an extent. I hope that this wasn't overly complicated. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But, you know, these are some of these smaller cap coins. They are extremely risky if you want to get into this, but you can trade large cap coins on something like Uniswap as well. You can get into like liquidity pools too. You can add liquidity. If I want to add liquidity, you know, this is showing invalid pair. I click these pairs here, and you can even pull pair data from other websites, like Sora.farm, for example. If I go to Sora.farm, and this is just one very, very, very small example of how some of this stuff works. Hold on here. See, this computer absolutely stinks for doing this, because I'm trying to show this to you guys, and I literally just use this video or this computer for videos. You'll essentially, doesn't look like this. This looks like, oh, okay, here we go. That looks super shady. So my Sora farm, all right. This is how you would potentially try to harvest PokeSwap. These are pairs. These are annual percentage yields, right? 336.3. Let's say I had XOR, which is Sora, and Val, which is Sora's validator token. That would give me a 336.3 annual percentage yield. I would be able to see if I connected my wallet, and I'm going to connect this wallet in a second here just to show you how something like this works. I would see the PokeSwap being harvested essentially from me, you know, staking my liquidity that I bought from or my tokens that I bought in Sora and Sora Validator token into the network again, to try to add to the ecosystem. So let's say I want to connect my wallet, right? I'm going to connect my wallet and I'm connecting Metamask, right? Okay, I have 0 Ethereum. Now, if I did have XOR, which is Sora and Sora's Validator token, some of this stuff would have populated. Now I'm connecting to my wallet right now. So my wallet is now connected, okay? What I want to do though is go back for something like this. It's a little bit more complicated. I would go back into Uniswap actually. Open the app up. And I understand that this may be complicated, and I apologize, but it's just the way that it goes. Pool. I want to create a pair. I would have to be adding Zora or Sora and this into this. But this stuff, it does go smoother once you get into this, okay? Like I did this today and it was a little bit confusing. Anytime you do something new, it's obviously confusing. But you know, you add it in and then you will essentially see like little arrow points that you're farming. It'll see your rewards harvested, etc., etc. If you guys have questions on some of this stuff, I can certainly try to field some of them. I don't know, maybe I'll do some sort of a Patreon tier for just like providing one-to-one help for some of this stuff. But once you get involved into how this stuff works, it's not as difficult as it sounds. Take one step at a time. If you want to get involved into some of this stuff, you would want to download the Brave browser. You'd want to download and have MetaMask. You'd want to store your private, your seed phrase away in a very private place. You want to transfer maybe a very small amount just to make sure and play around with it a little bit to make sure that you're comfortable with something like Uniswap, something like MetaMask. Don't even start getting into this yield farming and all this other stuff yet, but just take it slow. We still have time in this market, obviously. You connect your wallet into these ecosystems and you essentially earn different sorts of rewards depending on what ecosystem and what network you want to participate in. But I just wanted to make a video about this. I apologize if it was, fumbling all over the place. This is a little bit different for me because I'm still learning every day as well. But I hope that this helped some people. If there is news tomorrow, I will certainly present it. I hope you guys have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. All right, later.